Hello, I'm Chef Lee Wright and I'm going to show you how to cook the right way. I'm going to show you the freshest and the best we can get to make the best dishes possible. And just slice that down there and just get rid of any excess fat. I'm going to cook up some dishes today to show how we can be efficient in the kitchen. Hello, my name's Chef Lee Wright and today I'm going to be showing a young chef the freshest ingredients and how we can be efficient in the kitchen. Let's head up and inside. Hi, my name's Chef Lee.
Hi, my name is Nikki. It's a pleasure to meet you.
And you? Are you ready for today?
I am so excited for today to learn about all the ingredients within this wonderful market.
I'm going to show you the freshest and the best we can get to make the best dishes possible.
Oh, I'm excited. Why don't we get to it?
Yeah, let's go.
Good.
So as you can see today in this market, everything's fresh and the best we can possibly get. Over there we got our fresh meats and then we've got all our fresh olives.
Ooh,
so
those look yummy.
That's good just for a little appetizer before we start making our dishes later, so we can just pick on those. And
Right.
So obviously we're going to go over to the fish counter and I can show you what fish will be best for the dish I'm doing today.
Oh, that I'm excited to know.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well. You have such an amazing selection of fish.
Yes. Nothing is ever frozen. What can I get for you today?
Well, Chef Lee, it makes a very big difference if the fish is frozen opposed to not, correct?
Yeah, if it's fresh, we're going to get all the flavours what we want today. Frozen just sucks the life out of the food. And then, so we don't want to be sucking any life out of any food today. We want everything fresh. So I'm going to go for the sea bass.
Okay.
Because that's going to go well with my chorizo risotto. If I have something orange like the salmon, it's gonna detract on the plate. I don't want anything to detract. So can I have a piece of your fresh sea bass, please?
Sure.
That's very interesting. So you would say that the colored fish takes away from flavor?
It depends what dish you're doing. If I was doing, say, just a poached salmon, I'd use something like the salmon because it's bright and vibrant on the plate with the nice chili sauce. But today, as I'm going to be making an orange risotto with my chorizo, I'm going to use the white sea bass because it's going to pop out on the plate and explode.
Ooh. So not only it's going to have a beautiful presence to it.
But it's just we're going to have the white and the orange together with a nice yellow vanilla sauce, and it's just going to really pop.
That tastes delicious.
Yeah. So
already, and I haven't even tasted it, so.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Let's go.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you.
No problem.
With this sea bass, I'm going to have the orange chorizo, what's going to make it so vibrant and stand out on the plate. So the white and the orange. I'm going to pair that with some scallops. So can I have your fresh and king-size scallops? It'd be nice today, please.
So now, Chef Lee, when it comes to the scallops, how exactly do you know which ones to choose? How to go with this particular dish?
I would always choose the ones what have been what are usually king size because it's going to have more texture and that's going to bump up the dish as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right, we're head to the meat now to finish off my starter dish.
Oh, wonderful. Let's do it.
As you can see today, we got these amazing selections of meat.
There's so many types of meat. How do you go about choosing what meat to get? How do you know?
Well, today I'm going to go for the best grade of beef, which is going to be the fillet of beef.
Okay.
That's good. It has less fat in. It's one of the muscles that doesn't get used a lot.
So let me ask you something, Chef Lee. Like, how do you really know going into the market that is fresh, that it's fresh meat?
Well,
just by looking at it, or?
You can tell by looking at it, because if it was bright red, it just means it's just been cut this morning. And we don't want that. We want something that's been maturing over time.
Okay.
So we want it to be at least 28 days hung. We don't want it just cut straight away, because that's not good. So if I can ask for your fillet of beef, please. Is that been hanging for 28 days?
28 days?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I would like to take one of those then, please.
Sure. Hey.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm actually going to pick up this basket for us. Chef Lee.
Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome.
And we're going to the cheese now. Right, so now we're going to go to the cheese section.
Oh, my favorite part.
That's what we want.
So let me ask you something, Chef Lee.
Yeah.
With all these cheeses, how do you know which ones to pick out for the risotto dish?
For a risotto, I would use a hard cheese. If we use something like buffalo, fresh buffalo, it's just going to splosh all over the plate. It's just not going to look good.
You need to use hard cheeses for this dish.
Yeah, if we use something like a fresh mozzarella, it's just going to go splosh.
It's too mushy.
It's too mushy, it's just not going to work. So we want a hard cheese to bind it together.
So Chef Lee,
yes,
you couldn't use a Parmesan and a mozzarella.
Not together, it just wouldn't work. We want to use just the one cheese, which is the Parmesan, which is going to bind it together. So if we ask John here,
hi, how are you?
Could I have some Parmesan? Some fresh Parmesan?
Sure. Do you want it grated or would you like a chunk?
A little chunk of 100 grams would be good.
It just so happens I have one right here.
Oh, perfect.
All ready to go.
Oh,
there you go.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
You're welcome.
That's exactly what we want.
Yeah.
So now we've got all our key ingredients. We can get cooking now in the kitchen.
Oh, best part.
Now we're back in the kitchen with all our fresh ingredients we picked up at the market. I'm going to show you how we can be efficient with the ingredients we picked up. So I'm going to start with my scallop dish, which I'm going to use coriander and chili to finish it off with, make a lime sauce, and then to garnish it with fillet of beef.
Oh, yummy. Okay.
So to get started, we want to get our fish and our meat seasoned. So we'll just get these onto the board. So what we want to do is we want to just take this off, so we can just slice that down there and just get rid of any excess fat. So just make sure we got nothing left.
Wouldn't you say by cutting off the fat from the meat that it's healthier?
Definitely, yes, definitely. And just because we weren't working with delicate flavours today, we just don't want anything what's going to take away each flavour. I want everything to work together.
Okay.
So you don't want anything to overpower each other.
So it's not necessary. So
Not necessary.
cut it off.
So what we want to do, first of all, is just get salt. So yeah, we just want to get the salt on. Make sure we do it on both sides.
Both sides.
Definitely both sides.
Okay.
Otherwise we won't get an even cooking. And pepper as well. Lots of pepper, lots of flavour in pepper.
More pepper than salt?
No, 50-50. Yeah, we'll just keep that on 50-50. So
An equal amount?
definitely.
Okay.
So now we've got that seasoned up, we want to get our scallops onto the board. There's just a little bit of flesh we need to remove because that's chewy. So you just want to take that off.
Okay.
With the scallop, I would only use salt.
Only salt, no
Yeah,
pepper?
because the pepper just overpower it. So I'll just use just the salt.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're going to have you're just going to lose flavours.
much.
Yeah. So now we've got those all seasoned, we can just get those out of the way.
Okay.
And we can start with our sauce. What we want to do with our lime is just zest it with the zester I've got back here. And that's going to get all our flavour. The skin, the zest, has most flavour. So we just want to, as you can see, just get
Take some of the skin.
it all off. And just don't go down too much, because if we get that pith on there, that's just going to ruin the whole sauce. So now we want to get another knife and get our limes cut just in half.
Okay, so you're still going to use
I'm still
the
going to use the juice. I want to use all of the ingredient, otherwise we're going to be wasting. So we don't want to waste.
Yeah, no.
And a little trick with the limes to get all the juice out, you can just slit them down like this. It's just the easier way of just wasting equipment, getting the juicer out. You can just use your hand straight in the pan. Done. Right, so now we've got our limes prepped and we've got our zest. All we need to do is just get our cream into here. Just pull that off a little bit. And we can just add our cream first. And this is going to be pretty hot.
And this cream is...
This is heavy cream, so this is going to make the sauce nice and thick instead of using something like a single cream.
Okay.
So now we've really got that bubbling away, we just want to squeeze our limes into
Yeah, look
it.
how much easier. The juice is coming out.
Just straight away, no mucking around. You don't want to waste time, that's the whole idea
Yeah.
of being efficient in the kitchen, is not
Yeah.
wasting time. So now we've
Because
got...
you know we're all rushing.
Yeah. And then just get our zest.
Are you going to take some of the zest,
And
the
with
shavings?
And with something, a sauce like this, you don't need to pass it through a sieve. Now you can just let that reduce, and we'll add the butter at the last minute. we've got our pan nice and hot, ready to sear our meat. So just want to get that in there.
And this is?
This is for our fillet of beef.
Okay.
So now with this, we want to do it quickly. I'd say 30 seconds on each side because we want it pretty rare to cut down the flavour with the scallop. So I just want to. Another top tip is with meat, before you cook it, let it come up to room temperature. Otherwise, when it's not up to room temperature, the inside will be cold when you cook it rare.
Wow.
So as you see, we got a nice golden
in 30
colour.
seconds?
Not long. We don't want to do it long. So, and then just seal the edges as well. So I like to keep the juices in by sealing the steak. If you don't seal it all the way around, they'll just run out. So now we've got that sealed off, we can just turn this off.
Literally like 30 seconds.
Not long. So we just want to get this out, and we'll just pop this on the plate at the back just to rest. And resting is the most important part of the cooking process. If you don't rest it, it'll just be chewy. So we're putting the steak in the pan, it just tenses up like a muscle. So you've got to make sure you let it rest. So now the sauce is nice and reduced, we'll just take that off because we don't want to serve it hot, just nice and warm. So you can take it off before you cook the scallops, that's not a problem. So we can just let that rest there.
So that's supposed to be a nice lukewarm sauce.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right, now with our scallops, you want it nearly as hot as the sun. We can get these scallops in straight away, and then while they're cooking, we'll get the chilli prepped with the coriander, and we can chuck that in at the end.
Okay.
So we'll get these in. This pan's going to be hot, and as you can see, that's just going to sear nicely. So we are going to be basting the scallops with the butter, which is going to take longer.
Okay.
But that's what really draws in all the flavour and keeps them moist. So now, for the garnish, we just want to start chopping these chilies up. We'll just get our board a bit clean. I like to use just medium, mild chilies.
Mild?
Yeah. I want everything to work together. So
Okay.
I don't want to overpower it with just spice.
Right.
So we just want to chop these up a little bit. You won't need to use all this chilli. Otherwise we will blow our brains off. So we got our chilli ready, and then we'll grab some coriander. You know, we just want good food at a quick pace.
Right.
So that's all you need. You can leave the stalks in the coriander as well.
Yeah?
That's fine. Don't worry about picking the leaves. So here we go. We got our lump of butter, and this is just going to make...
That's going to make everything taste better.
So we get that. And then what you want to do is get the chili in and just saute those off with the butter.
Ooh, they look so good already.
And you can just put this chili over the top just to really get that flavour in.
To marinate it.
Yeah, that's all we're doing.
We're marinating.
Instead of marinating it and let it rest overnight, we're doing it all in one motion.
One shot.
So it's just going to help people in the kitchen. Now that's perfect for me. So
Yeah.
we'll just turn that off and let those rest.
Okay.
And just add our coriander.
Okay.
And just add a little sprinkle like that. And that'll give us the freshness we want.
It looks very pretty too.
So now we've got all of our ingredients ready. We're ready to get them on the plate. So first things first, we'll bring over our steak, which nicely rested for 10 minutes. So what we want to do is just very thin. So we'll just take the end off and then just really very thin.
Thin slices.
Yeah. So we'll just get this sliced nicely. We only need a few bits for one portion. So what we want to do...
Okay, so now
we can just get them on the plate nicely, like this. So make it
it's all about the plating.
It's all about looking nice, because if it doesn't look nice, the customer won't like it. So there we go. We've got our beef around there, like that.
Okay.
And now we can grab our scallops, which obviously have just been resting nice and fresh. We've got that lovely butter.
Oh, wow.
As you can see. So what we want to do...
Oh my God, they smell amazing. It smells very good.
So we can just pop these, one like that in between there. And then one there. Nicely. And with this butter, you just want to make sure you use that, because that's got all the flavour and the juice in. So we got all that coming around there. And now we just want to finish it with our lime sauce. So just make sure we can serve this room temperature.
It can be room...
Yeah. So you just, all you want to do with this is, you can just, you know, just drag it down like that.
Oh, wow.
And you just make it look nice.
Yeah.
So we'll just put our last little drag there. So you've got your 3 elements there. So to finish, we'll just grab some of these fresh coriander leaves over here. We can just finish it off before we send it out to the customer. So just dot those around on that sauce. So with a dish like this, it's fresh, it looks good, and it's quick and efficient in the kitchen. So up next, I will show you my main dish, which is going to be scallops again, but it's going to be with a nice delicate sea bass and a chorizo risotto. Right, with the sea bass, we want to just trim this up. So first of all, we just want to take the end off like that, and then just right in half.
In the center?
Yeah, just then we got a nice 2 pieces,
Okay.
and that's going to look better. And then same again with this piece. Just
cut off the ends?
For presentation purposes, we just want to get rid of, just make it look nice. So again, in half. And then with a sea bass, because it's a quite light fish, it's very important we season it a lot.
A lot of seasoning.
But again, I'm not going to use pepper, I'm just going to use the salt, because the pepper might overpower, because it's such a delicate fish.
I understand. Okay,
So we're just
only salt this time.
Just salt, yeah. Just like we did to the scallops.
Right, right.
Yeah. So there we go, we got that all ready. So we can just get those in there. And we can just forget about those until we cook them later. So same again with the scallops. Just season only with salt. So we don't want to overpower them.
Alright.
So now we've got all our fish prepped and ready. We can just get that out of the way.
Okay.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. So we're just clean down now, and we can get this shallot ready for our sauce and the risotto base. Just in half. And then again, with the sauce and the risotto base, don't worry about cutting it fine, because it's just a waste of time.
Okay, you don't need to worry
We're all
about
about
it.
efficiency today, so we don't want to be wasting time. Make sure with the skins that there's nothing left, and always a little trick, just take the ends off.
Get rid of those ends.
Get rid of the end again, and then you can just quickly get that ready.
Chop, chop.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about it being even or nothing?
No, because this is just going into the sauce. So now we've got our shallots ready for the sauce and the risotto base. We can just put those over to one side and get our garlic ready. So this again, really easy, just one down there, and then just take that back off. And with the sauce, don't worry about chopping them, just
I like this method.
it just makes life easier. You don't need to use the knife all the time.
Who needs it?
So now we've got all these ready. With the ones for the risotto, just pick out the skin. But with the other ones, for the sauce, that's fine. The skin gives it flavour, so we can just put that over there with the rough ones. That's all good.
Okay.
So now, with the risotto, we just want to grab this. The most important thing is don't put any olive oil in the pan, because what that's going to do is it's just going to get soaked up in these granules, and it's just going to taste of olive oil. So now we got our pan nice and hot. We can just literally get that straight in, like that. We'll put that back there, and just start to cook those off. And we can start getting, what the original way is to get all of your shallots and garlic sauteed off, but I like putting it raw at the start and letting it cook and infuse while I'm cooking it with the wine. Otherwise you might get a burnt flavour. We just want to get all of our shallot and garlic in here. So get this nice garlic. So now that's, as you can see, it's starting to really get hot, and we're just going to cook this all down together. So now we get our wine. Just get
amazing.
You want to get a good amount of wine in there.
I like that.
Because we don't want to muck around today. So while that's ticking over, we'll get this ready. The most important thing about the chorizo stick is to take the skin off.
And why is that?
It'll just be chewy. Again, it'll just take that element of flavour away. You want to get it out, so you can just, as you can see,
peels right off.
peel it straight off. Just like that.
Easy to do.
Easy. So there we go. We got our sausage. So now we can just really get that down like that, and just get these into chunks.
Oh, you're gonna put the
Get it all in, and that's just gonna cook out with it. And this is nearly gonna dissolve. It's just gonna be like the flavour.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
So we can just let that cook, and look, you can see the colours already starting to come out of that sausage.
Yeah, it's creating a really pretty colour.
And that's what we're gonna get, a nice, vibrant, rich colour. So what we want to do is we want to get our beurre blanc sauce on. So the first job for that is prepping our vanilla pod. So with this, really easy. Again, just take it down, right down the centre, and then you can see it opens up. And you can just see how nice. And it's the more sticky the vanilla pod, the fresher. As you can see, this is getting really stiff now. So we don't want to add any more wine, because it'll just taste of wine. So we'll start to get the water in, what we've got. Obviously, you want the water boiling before we get it in.
Right.
Otherwise, it just take a long time to cook.
Okay.
So we'll just grab this here, and then we'll just scoop a little bit of water.
That's already boiled.
Yeah, so it's hot, and it's going to still be efficient when we're cooking. So there we go. You can just pour that in there nicely like that, and just keep an eye on that. Right.
Good to me.
So with our beurre blanc sauce, just saute those off nicely. We'll grab my spatula, and we can just
Stir a little bit.
stir a little bit. And the most important thing about this sauce is the vinegar. That's going to give it the kick. Just get that in. Quite a lot again. And then just let it reduce by half, and then add the cream by half, and then the butter by half. With this, don't worry, just all you can do is you can just get your thumb and just run it down.
All
And-
that
and
stuff?
all
That gooey stuff?
Yeah, that's all the seeds.
That smells amazing too.
Yeah. So we can just put that over there.
Now the risotto, you don't need to keep
No,
stirring.
no, just leave it on the heat and let it just cook through. So you can just really, don't be shy.
That's the
Mascarpone, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So don't be shy. Just get that in like that.
Ooh.
And look, you can see it starting to be creamy.
Yes, yes.
And then we can add the parmesan, which is going to make it glue together. But before we do that, we just need to get our cream into our beurre blanc sauce.
into our sauce.
I'd say 1 cup.
1 cup of cream?
1 cup would be plenty. Just let that reduce by half, and then we can get the butter in.
Okay.
And just whisk that in.
Okay.
So with this, you don't need to worry about sort of...
The cutting.
Don't be shy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just get it into little bits, because it's going to melt down anyway.
It's going to melt.
So, and that's what's going to stick it together. You don't want it like...
Like chunks.
like what you put in your sandwich, you know?
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
So we can just stir that in nicely now. And look at that, you can really see it's coming
Oh
creamy
my God,
together.
it looks amazing.
So our next job is getting the fish cooked.
Fish.
Yeah, so we just want to grab our olive oil.
Put some. Now olive oil for the fish pan.
Yeah,
Okay.
quite a lot, and get it really hot. Right, so I just add a little bit more mascarpone to this. As you can see, it's really stiffing up now. So we can just cook that on a low heat. So we can just let that rest. While we're doing that, we can get some bay leaf and thyme into our sauce, just to give it a bit of freshness. So there we go, just put our stalks in. Right, so we'll just get the bay leaf into our sauce as well. And we can just let that sit to infuse. So we just want to take this water off, as we don't need it anymore. Right, now our pan's nice and hot, we can think about cooking our fish.
Yummy.
It's really... So for a minute, minute and a half, just let it cook, and just, otherwise the fish might tear. So just be gentle with it.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah. So we can just leave that. While that's cooking, we can just make sure our risotto is coming nicely. So that's nice and creamy now. So what you want to do is just pull that off. As you can see, our sauce is just coming up to the boil now. So we can reduce that by half, and then add the batter, and that's going to thicken it up. So with our fish, we can just turn it. Just got to be nice and gentle.
And figure that was what? You had it on one side for approximately...
A minute,
A
minute and a
minute?
half, not long. So again, quick cooking,
Quick
fresh.
cooking.
So there we go, we can just let that rest. And now we can add the butter, what's going to help it cook.
To the fish.
Yeah, so just a little bit,
Just a little bit.
the fish. So we can just let that really,
Soak in there.
yeah, and cook. So we don't need to worry about that.
Let that be for a bit.
With the sauce, we can get another pan and just swap these over. So we don't want to keep all of our ingredients in there, we just want it as a sauce.
Oh, I understand. So you're not keeping in...
No, now it's infused, we can just get rid of that.
Ah.
So we just get that on the heat again, and this is where we can start whisking in the butter. So now we can just get that butter in to thicken the sauce up. You just want to add, I'd say 50 to 100 grams, and just whisk it in, and that's going to bring that sauce to thicken up, and just reduce that again by half. So now you can see this fish, you can see that butter starting to brown off,
Oh, wow, absolutely.
and that's going to give us that nice nutty flavour. Same again, we can just let that rest.
Let it settle.
And that can just settle. And we just add a little bit more butter, just to just put a bit in there, like that. And that's just going to finish that off nicely.
Okay.
So as you can see, our sauce is now really starting to come down how we want it, nice and thick. So we've got our fish, our risotto, all cooked. So what we want to do now is just take this out, and we can use the same pan for our scallops, and then we're ready to plate.
Oh, okay. So now we take the fish out.
So we'll just take that out. So now our sauce is cooked, we can take that off, and we can just use this last burner for
our scallops.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
So again, this time I'm going to just cook these a little bit different.
Okay.
I'm going to put them straight into the butter.
Straight in.
Yeah. So there's no, I'm just going to not really colour them. I want them nice and white and light and nutty, just like our fish.
Just like the fish.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, again, just let those cook. So we'll just turn those scallops off, and again, we can just let them rest in there.
Let them
settle
in.
Settle. So we just want to get one of our nice plates. So, first of all, we will get the risotto.
The risotto.
And make it look nice. So we'll just get that. And you see it's very nice and creamy and sticky.
Right.
So what we want to do is just get a ramekin. Just hold it in.
A ramekin.
And this will make it look nice in the restaurant. So what we can do...
Oh, absolutely.
Just get that in there.
Like a soup bowl.
Yeah, so we'll just get that in there, and then what we want to do is just flip it like that.
Oh, wonderful.
So now we can just use our hands just to get that into the middle of the plate. And as you can
It keeps it organized and contained.
Yeah, and as you can see, it's just a nice little pile in the middle.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a mess.
Not at all.
So now what we want to do...
And it's not overwhelming either.
No, so we've got that nice, subtle orange colour going through there. And then with our fish, we just want to just place this just on top, like that. And then just a little piece, just on there. And then we'll grab our scallops. And look at that golden. So we've got the...
Oh my god, yeah, that's good.
So you've got the golden colour going on. With that nutty butter. There we go.
Smells delicious.
So we got our 3 scallops, our risotto.
Look how pretty that looks, though.
So now we've got it all contained on the plate. All we need to do is finish it with our sauce. So I'll just go over to the sink and get this into a little squeezy bottle. So we can just go around the dish like this. And then we've got that nice vanilla sauce. And just to finish it again, a couple of our coriander leaves. Just to get that colour in there.
Little green. Little green. Never hurts.
And that is it. So as you can see with this dish, it's nice and simple, but quick and easy to do, and we're very efficient out of the kitchen. And now we've done our main course, we're going to my vanilla panna cotta with strawberry salsa. So today I'm going to be doing a vanilla panna cotta with a strawberry and black pepper salsa. So first things first, we want to get our vanilla pods. And same again, just with this, just get them all involved, because we're going to just seed them, but this time I'm going to put the whole pod into because we're going to get so much flavour, as it's the main ingredient for this dish.
I understand.
But you still want to just give it a little rub when we put it into our pots. So just
a little bit.
A little rub, yeah.
A little bit. But they still go in. They all go in.
Yeah, the whole thing this time.
The whole thing.
Yeah. You got all that in. And now what you want to do is get your cream.
How much cream?
I would say 3 cups.
3 cups?
Yeah.
Of the heavy cream.
Yeah, this is heavy again, like what we used in our sauces. So now for the salsa, you can either have it chunky or fine, but today we'll have it nice and chunky, just little, like that. So you just want these nice and, as you can see, like that. So for this, we just want to get we got this fine sugar, so just get this into the pan.
Oh, you put the sugar in the pan.
And we want to just make that just with a sort of caramel. So we can add a little bit of water.
A little
Just
water.
to start that off.
Just a little bit, though.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then get our fresh strawberries in.
Ooh.
But we want to keep half back, so we got a crunch to some of them. So as you can
okay.
see, it's coming up nice and red now.
Yeah, it's turning like a nice pink color.
Yeah. So we can just let that boil away.
Okay.
With this sugar, you can just get a spoon and get this into our panna cotta to get the sweetness we want. So I'd say 3 tablespoons.
Okay.
And then just get those in. So now we've got this nice and caramelised. You can just take it off, give it a little
Swirls.
yeah, and then get our raw stuff in. And you can see it's nice and
Oh, it smells so good.
fresh. You know.
Oh my God.
This is a job you can do right there in service
Oh
again.
my.
So this is so efficient in the kitchen. And look at that.
Oh, it looks so good.
So we can just take that off and just let it chill out for a little bit.
And that was so easy to make.
So that's something you can do in service. You don't have to prep for it.
I could do this.
You know, that's what we want. So now we've got this. We just want to add our gelatine. So we want to get one of our whisks and just get this all in. So that's 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons of the gelatin.
And then just whisk that in. So now that's ready to come off. We can get that into our ramekin and that's ready to set. So, but first of all, we must pass it through the sieve, otherwise we might get a few lumps of gelatine in it.
Okay, we don't need that.
We don't want that. So
We don't want that.
We'll just grab a pan
Okay.
and we can just pass it into here.
Okay.
So
Oh,
if
just to strain
Yeah, if you
it.
just want to lift that into there.
And pour through?
Yeah, pour it straight through.
Ooh.
There you go. And you can see it's already thickening up.
Yeah.
Some recipes traditional have milk in as well, but just with the cream.
You don't even need it.
You can just, you know.
You don't need the milk. You got the cream.
So we got that nicely there, so we can just grab our ramekin. You can just divide this up now. And
Okay.
just like that. So all the way to the top. So now we'll just pour this second one in. Look at that. You can really see those vanilla seeds coming
You
straight.
really can.
So now that's it. All you need to do is put those in the fridge, what I do now, and
Yeah.
they set. And that takes about half an hour to an hour to properly set, and then they're ready to go. So I'll just put these to one side, as I made some earlier, ready to go when we garnish later. So I'm just going to make our spun sugar now.
Okay.
So all we need to do for that is grab that pan over there. And then we'll just get that on the burner at the back. All I'm going to do is melt the sugar down. So we'll just add the sugar. And we just want a little bit of water with that as well, otherwise it'll go too much like a caramel.
Okay.
So I'll just grab this water
So the water.
and we just melt that down. It doesn't take long, so we'll just move that out of the way.
Stir it up a little bit.
Yeah, 2 seconds and that'll be ready. There we go.
Perfect.
So now the most important thing with this is you don't want to do it straight away, otherwise you're just going to have sugary drip.
Oh.
You just want to give it a little,
Swirl?
just cool it down. Okay, so now you can see it's just dripping. You just want to give it a nice sweeping motion over the still.
You got it. There we go.
There we go. Right. As
Here
you
we
can
go.
see, there we go. Right. So, what you want to do is just grab it off the still, and then you can just play with it. You can do any shape you want.
Well, that's fun.
So you can make it in little stripes, or you can crush it up, you know. So you can just do anything with it, and you've got that nice golden colour
Oh,
there.
it's so pretty, too.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll garnish that on top of our panna cotta.
Okay.
So we're plate up now. So what we want to do is grab the ones I made earlier from down here. Grab this nice little bowl. And then first of all, we'll get the panna cotta. And just lift that up and put that in the middle of the bowl.
Okay.
So here we've got our amazing sauce. As you can see, it's nice and red and caramelised. So we can just
It looks scrumptious.
dot that around the plate. It doesn't matter how it looks because you've got so many colours going on here.
It's pretty no matter
Yeah.
what.
So you can just dot that round. So
It looks wonderful.
And I'll just finish with our little bit of artwork here on top.
Beautiful.
And there you go. That's a nice, quick and easy dish to get out.
Chef Lee, everything you made was delicious. Thank you so much for your time to show me how to cook the right way and the efficient way and knowing the right produce to get. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and remember, always cook the right way.